Welcome back to Learn English Quickly with Podcast, the podcast that transforms how you experience English. I'm your host, Wyatt.
And I'm Maya. It's amazing to be here for episode 10. Last time, we explored advanced grammar structures that add sophistication to your English.
Today, we're going deeper than grammar or vocabulary. We're exploring how to actually think in English at an advanced level, to have that inner voice speak English naturally, without translation.
This is the holy grail of language learning. When you truly think in English, you stop translating, stop hesitating, and start living in the language. It's like switching your brain's operating system.
That's a perfect analogy. But I know many learners feel this is impossible. They say, I'll always think in my native language first. Is that true?
Not at all. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. Children who grow up bilingual think in multiple languages without effort. As adults, we can train our brains to do the same. It just takes the right strategies and consistent practice.
So where do we start? How does someone begin thinking in English rather than translating?
Start with internal narration. Describe what you're doing as you do it, but in English. I'm walking to the kitchen. I'm opening the fridge. I'm looking for something to eat. This builds automatic English responses to your experiences.
Like being your own narrator. Does this feel weird at first?
Definitely. But that's normal. Your brain is building new neural pathways. Start with just 5 minutes a day, maybe during your morning routine. Gradually extend it. Soon, English thoughts will pop up spontaneously.
That's encouraging. What about when you don't know a word in English during this internal narration?
Great question. Don't switch to your native language. Describe it instead. Can't think of stapler? Think the thing that puts metal things in paper. This keeps you in English mode and actually improves your communication skills.
So, it's about staying in the English bubble even when it's challenging. What other techniques help develop English thinking?
Emotional labeling in English is powerful. When you feel something, name it in English immediately. I'm frustrated. That's hilarious. I'm feeling nostalgic. Emotions are processed quickly in the brain, so connecting them to English creates deep associations.
That makes sense. Emotions are so immediate and personal. How does this differ from just translating feelings?
When you translate, you feel in one language, then convert. But when you label emotions directly in English, you're actually experiencing them in English. It's like the difference between dubbing a movie and filming it in the original language.
That's profound. What about more complex thoughts? Planning, problem-solving, decision-making.
This is where it gets interesting. Try doing your to-do lists in English. When solving problems, talk through them in English. Okay, so the issue is, maybe I could. What if I tried? This engages your analytical thinking in English.
So, we're training different types of thinking. Can you break down these thinking categories?
Absolutely. There's descriptive thinking, what's happening, analytical thinking, problem solving, creative thinking, imagining possibilities, emotional thinking, feelings and reactions, and social thinking, planning conversations. Each needs practice in English.
That's comprehensive. Let's dive into each. How do we develop descriptive thinking in English?
Watch a silent video and narrate what's happening in real time. Describe your environment in detail, colors, textures, movements. Practice with increasingly complex scenes. This builds your automatic descriptive vocabulary and structures.
Like a sports commentator for life. What about analytical thinking?
Do mental math in English. Solve puzzles while thinking aloud in English. When reading news, analyze it in English. This seems biased because the main argument is this connects your logical processes to English structures.
That's practical. How about creative thinking in English?
Daydream in English. Plan imaginary scenarios. Create stories. Imagine conversations. What would you say if you met your hero? How would you describe your ideal day? This free-form thinking breaks translation habits because you're creating, not converting.
I love that. Using imagination to bypass translation. What exercises help with emotional thinking?
Keep an emotion journal in English, but go beyond basic feelings. Explore nuances. Instead of just happy, think content, elated, satisfied, gleeful. This emotional granularity in English helps you process complex feelings without reverting to your first language.
Those subtle distinctions are important. And social thinking, planning interactions?
Before any English conversation, rehearse in your mind, but don't script it word for word. Think about topics, possible responses, questions you might ask. This mental preparation should happen in English, creating a buffer zone before actual interaction.
So, we're preloading English mode. Now let's talk about a major challenge. What about when your native language keeps intruding?
This is normal. Don't fight it aggressively. That creates stress. Instead, gently redirect. When a native language thought appears, acknowledge it and rephrase in English. Okay, how would I express this in English? It's like meditation. Gentle redirection, not harsh suppression.
That's a compassionate approach. What about code switching, when bilinguals jump between languages?
Code switching is actually a sign of advanced bilingual processing. But if you want to maintain English thinking, create English-only zones. Your bedroom is English only, or mornings are English only. This environmental conditioning helps maintain language boundaries.
Environmental triggers are powerful. Speaking of environment, how does cultural thinking play into this?
This is fascinating. Languages carry cultural thought patterns. English tends toward linear, direct thinking. Some languages spiral around topics. To think in English authentically, you need to absorb these cultural patterns, not just words and grammar.
Can you give specific examples of English thought patterns?
English loves cause and effect because X, therefore Y. We front-load important information. The main point is, we value brevity and directness, bottom line. Understanding these patterns helps you organize thoughts in an English way.
So it's not just language but logic patterns. How can learners absorb these cultural thinking styles?
Read English editorials and analyze their argument structure. Watch English debates and note how points are made. Listen to English podcasts and observe how ideas flow. You're not just learning language, you're learning thought architecture.
Thought architecture? I like that. Now what about advanced techniques for deepening English thinking?
Try the No Translation Challenge. For 1 hour daily, commit to zero translation. If you can't express something, simplify or rephrase rather than translate. This forces creative problem solving within English, strengthening those neural pathways.
That sounds intense but effective. What happens when you hit a wall during this challenge?
Use circumlocution, talking around the concept. Can't remember procrastinate? Think, I keep delaying this task. This keeps you in English while building flexibility. It's actually what native speakers do when they can't find the right word.
So, we're developing native-like coping strategies. What about thinking in different registers, formal versus casual?
Excellent point. Practice register switching in your thoughts. Think about the same event casually. That meeting was a disaster. Then formally, the meeting did not achieve its intended objectives. This mental flexibility translates to speaking flexibility.
That's like having different English voices in your head. How do we develop this range?
Assign different English personas to different contexts. Professional, you think in business English. Social, you think in casual English. Academic, you think in formal structures. This compartmentalization helps you switch registers naturally.
Multiple English selves. Interesting concept. Now what about dreams? Many learners see dreaming in English as the ultimate goal.
Dreams are interesting because they bypass conscious control. To dream in English, you need deep emotional connections to the language. Watch emotionally engaging English content before bed. Review emotional memories in English. This primes your subconscious.
So, we're programming our subconscious. Do all advanced speakers dream in their second language?
Not necessarily, and it doesn't indicate fluency level. Some people think fluently in English all day but dream in their first language. Dreams tap into deep emotional memories, often formed in childhood. Don't use dreams as your only benchmark.
That's reassuring. What better benchmarks indicate you're truly thinking in English?
Spontaneous English reactions. You stub your toe and exclaim in English. Mental math happens in English. You make shopping lists in English without deciding to. These automatic responses show English has become part of your cognitive toolkit.
Those are concrete signs. Now let's talk about maintaining English thinking when you're surrounded by your native language.
Create English bubbles throughout your day. Your commute is English podcast time. Lunch break is English thinking time. Evening walk is English reflection time. These islands of English keep the language active in your mind.
Building English into routines. What about social media and technology?
Change your device settings to English. Follow English social media accounts. Think your responses in English before typing. Even if chatting in your native language, process the ideas in English first. This creates constant micro practices.
Technology as an immersion tool. What about learners who say they think in English but still feel it's not authentic?
This imposter syndrome is common. Remember, there's no pure English thinking. Native speakers have different internal voices based on their background, education, experiences. Your English thinking is valid. It's your English, influenced by your unique perspective.
That's empowering. So it's about developing your own authentic English voice, not copying others?
Exactly. Your English thoughts might have different rhythms or focus on different aspects than a native speaker's. That's not wrong. It's your bilingual advantage. You bring unique perspectives that monolingual speakers can't access.
Embracing the bilingual advantage. Now let's get practical. What daily exercises build English thinking muscles?
Morning pages in English. Write 3 pages of stream of consciousness thoughts every morning. No editing, no stopping. This clears your mind in English and establishes English as your thinking language from the day's start.
Like meditation, but with words. What else?
The pause and think technique. Before speaking in any language, pause and formulate the thought in English first. Even if you'll speak in your native language, think it in English. This builds the habit of English as your primary processing language.
Training English as the default. Any other powerful techniques?
Memory palace in English. When memorizing anything, create mental stories and associations in English. If learning a phone number, create an English story about those digits. This links your memory systems to English processing.
Connecting memory to language? Clever. What about dealing with abstract concepts that feel easier in your native language?
Start by discussing concrete versions of abstract ideas. Instead of thinking about justice abstractly, think about specific fair, unfair situations in English. Build from concrete to abstract. Eventually, the abstract concepts become accessible in English too.
Building up from specifics. How long does it typically take to develop natural English thinking?
It varies greatly, but with dedicated practice, most learners notice significant changes within 3 to 6 months. The key is consistency and patience. Some days you'll think fluently in English, others you'll revert to translation. That's normal. It's not linear progress.
That's helpful to know. What accelerates the process?
Emotional investment accelerates everything. Fall in love with English content. Find shows that make you laugh, books that make you cry, podcasts that fascinate you. Emotional engagement creates deeper neural connections than any exercise.
Emotion as a catalyst. What about personality changes? Some learners say they feel different when thinking in English.
This is real. Languages can unlock different aspects of personality. You might be more assertive in English or more playful. This isn't fake. It's accessing different cultural modes of being. Embrace these variations as expanding who you are.
Language as personality expansion. Fascinating. How can learners explore this safely?
Journal about how you feel in each language. Notice what topics feel easier in which language. Some people find they're more creative in one language, more analytical in another. This self-awareness helps you use each language's strengths.
Using languages strategically. Now let's address perfectionism. Some learners won't think in English unless it's perfect.
Perfectionism kills fluency. Your English thoughts don't need perfect grammar. Native speakers think in fragments, weird associations, incomplete ideas. Let your English thoughts be messy, human, real. Clarity matters more than correctness.
Permission to be imperfect. What about when English thinking feels exhausting?
Mental fatigue is real. Thinking in a second language burns more calories initially. Schedule breaks. Have native language recovery time. As English thinking becomes automatic, It'll require less energy. Be patient with your brain.
Self-care in language learning. Let's talk about advanced learners who plateau. They think in English but want to go deeper.
For advanced learners, try philosophical thinking in English. Ponder life questions, ethical dilemmas, abstract concepts. Read philosophy in English. This pushes your English thinking into new cognitive territories.
Philosophical English thinking. That's next level. What else pushes boundaries?
Create in English. Write poetry, compose songs, develop theories. Creation requires the deepest language processing because you're not just understanding or communicating, you're innovating within the language's possibilities.
Moving from user to creator. How about humor? That seems like advanced thinking territory.
Humor is incredibly advanced because it requires cultural understanding, timing, wordplay, and spontaneity. Practice thinking of puns in English, understanding why things are funny, creating your own jokes. When you can be genuinely funny in English, you're thinking natively.
Humor as a fluency marker. Can you give exercises for developing humor thinking?
Watch stand-up comedy and try to predict punchlines. Read comic strips and create alternative captions. Practice telling the same story in a serious way, then a funny way. This flexibility shows deep language mastery.
Great exercises. Now what about metacognition? Thinking about thinking in English.
This is the ultimate level. Analyze your own thought processes in English. Why did I phrase it that way? What assumption am I making? This self-reflection in English shows the language has become a tool for your deepest cognitive processes.
English as a tool for self-understanding. How can learners develop this metacognitive ability?
Keep a reflection journal in English. After conversations, analyze what went well and why. After solving problems, trace your thinking steps. This builds awareness of your English thinking patterns and helps refine them.
Self-analysis for improvement. Let's talk about the role of reading in developing English thinking.
Reading is thinking training. But go beyond comprehension. Engage actively. Predict what comes next. Argue with the author. Imagine alternative endings. This active engagement trains your brain to generate English thoughts, not just receive them.
Active versus passive reading. What genres best develop thinking skills?
Opinion pieces train argumentative thinking. Fiction develops emotional and imaginative thinking. Science writing builds analytical thinking. Mix genres to develop well-rounded English thinking abilities. Each genre exercises different cognitive muscles.
A balanced reading diet. What about writing's role in thinking development?
Writing is thinking made visible. Regular writing in English forces you to organize thoughts, find precise words, and create coherent arguments. It's like going to the gym for your English thinking, resistance training that builds strength.
Writing as thinking exercise. Now let's create challenges for our listeners at different levels.
Intermediate challenge. For 1 week, do all your planning in English. Shopping lists, schedules, goal setting. Notice which areas feel natural and which need work. This identifies your thinking comfort zones.
What about advanced learners?
Advanced challenge. Choose a complex personal decision you're facing. Spend 30 minutes thinking it through entirely in English. Pros, cons, emotions, logistics. This real-world application tests your English thinking under pressure.
And for those wanting the ultimate challenge?
Expert challenge. Teach something complex to someone in English. A skill, a concept, a hobby. Teaching requires the deepest processing because you must think about your thinking to explain clearly. This metacognitive exercise pushes all boundaries.
Teaching as the ultimate test. Before we conclude, what about maintaining momentum? How do learners keep progressing?
Set thinking challenges monthly. January, all emotional processing in English. February, all planning in English. March, all problem solving in English. This systematic approach ensures continuous growth rather than stagnation.
Monthly themes. I like that structure. What signs show you're ready for the next level?
When your current challenge feels automatic, increase complexity. If describing your day is easy, start analyzing your motivations. If planning is simple, try creative storytelling. Always have a slightly uncomfortable edge to push against.
Comfortable discomfort for growth. Any final wisdom for developing authentic English thinking?
Remember that thinking in English isn't about abandoning your first language or culture. It's about adding another dimension to your cognitive abilities. You're not replacing, you're expanding. Celebrate your multilingual mind.
Beautiful perspective. English thinking as expansion, not replacement.
And be patient with yourself. Some days, thinking in English will flow like water. Other days, it'll feel like climbing a mountain. Both are part of the journey. Trust the process and celebrate small victories.
Patience and celebration. Final thoughts for our listeners?
Your brain is remarkable. It can learn to think in multiple languages at any age. Every moment you spend thinking in English rewires your brain, creating new possibilities. You're not just learning a language, you're expanding your consciousness.
What an inspiring note to end on. That's all for episode 10. We've explored how to train your brain to think naturally in English.
Next episode, we'll discuss maintaining and advancing your English when you've reached a high level. How to keep growing when you're already fluent.
Until then, practice those thinking exercises. Be patient with your progress, and remember, every English thought is a victory.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. Your multilingual mind is a superpower. Use it wisely.
This is Learn English Quickly, reminding you that thinking in English isn't just a skill, it's a new way of experiencing the world.
Keep thinking, keep growing, and we'll see you in episode 11. Goodbye for now.